Good morning from Europe. I'm Beccy Barr. Angela Merkel says Germany would do everything it could to keep the Eurozone together. Japan's economic output slumps twice as much as expected in the fourth quarter. A strong yen and the Thai floods impacting growth. So just getting some of these PMI figures out for the Eurozone. 48.7 is the figure that we're getting through here. It was less than forecast and it represents a decline from last time. There have been 3 blasts heard in the vicinity of that suspect's building, and we've just had this ambulance that has arrived at the suspect's building. Randgold Resources have released a statement today saying that they are keeping a close watch on developments in Mali as relates to that coup attempt. And they believe the current state of affairs in the country is calm, as they describe it. The US and the UK are both investing in new technology in a bid to kickstart their economies. In America, in fiscal 2013, R&D spend is due to tick up to over $140 billion. So with continued market uncertainty, is now the time to invest in tech startups. I'm just disappointed that story didn't go on longer, Stefan, because I was hoping for a few more gratuitous shots of David Beckham dancing. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
We could talk also about the wife, Victoria Beckham, because apparently plenty of luxury shops.
No. David Beckham pictures, please. Talk about David Beckham. Not interested in Victoria Beckham. In fact, a little bit jealous of Victoria Beckham.
Better than getting up at 3 o'clock every morning, isn't it?
So 3 o'clock, that's lying. 2 o'clock. And I'm down the line by 4:30.
There you go.
Just goes to show how little traffic there is at this hour of the morning when it's still dark in London. You left here like 4.5 minutes ago and you're there already. So markets are open. We're expecting a negative start to the session, and it does appear that that's the case. Behind me you can see represented the stock 600. Similar moves to the upside for the DAX across in Germany, breaking through that 7,000 level, adding 28 points today. Will it be enough to save the euro, as lots of people are asking? The first option is the full 500 billion ESM, plus the used portion of the EFSF, represented here by the blue, because this is how the picture is overall. And it's pretty stark to see that Romney, represented here by orange, is proving the most popular to the far east and to the far west of the US. Welcome back to Closing Bell. Well, let's bring you up to date with some of the other stories that we're watching from around the globe. We got the election result that everybody had expected, with Putin declaring victory. It looks like the number was about 64% or so. It's about a 15-minute walk straight up the main street in Moscow, and about halfway the mood changes very suddenly. But there are still problems in the Irish economy, aren't there? Lots of people have told us that Irish consumers just aren't willing to spend. House prices are continuing to decline. The most recent data showed that it's actually accelerated. The banks still aren't shipshape, according to many international analysts. How much further have you got to go before we can see that stability, before we see consumers really returning with confidence? That wraps up this edition of Capital Connection. I'm Beccy Barr in Europe, together with Chloe Cho in Asia. Stay with CNBC, first in business worldwide.